This thing on. Three months. Not a word, not a video, not a clip, not a post, nothing. Now you may wonder, or you may not wonder, why? Why would he do this experiment? I did this because I wanted to test the internet. I wanted to see how bad or easy or hard it was to really fool the internet. Now, was it easy? Yeah. Was it hard? Seeing it all happen? Yeah. Let me tell y'all how in 3 months I fooled the internet. Phase 1, the ugly fashion phase. Now, the ugly fashion phase happened exclusively on my Instagram profile. You'll see a highlight on my profile. First slide, I think, is this huge, eerie looking face, really, really eye captivating, really pulling, really powerful. Now, the idea behind ugly fashion, I designed it as a brand initially. Basically, I was really, like as always, I'm always diving into complex expressions of art, so that was really just simple as it sounds. Ugly fashion. Fashion is something that looks good, right? Ugly is something that looks not so good. So combining the two, and just not at the moment when I was posting, creating this idea, achieving this goal, but creating the idea to achieve this goal at some point. Mixing the two worlds between ugliness and fashion, which I'm sure has been mixed time and time again, but in my own way, of course. And not diving, but rather strolling down that path. The second phase, red leather phase. Now, the red leather phase, I think it's about a month old now. Happened about a month, maybe 2 months ago, but it should be about a month ago. You'll see almost all my social media pages are changed to something along the lines of red leather this or red leather that. Now, red leather is exactly that, red leather. It's really just an idea I came up with one day. First thing that came to mind was red leather. Red leather what though? Red leather jacket, I think a red leather jacket is really cool. I need a red leather jacket. But I couldn't call myself red leather jacket though. So how would I express this on the internet, making it a persona? Because the name sounds really cool. I created a name, red leather, and I merged the two words, red and leather, making leather. And I just personally thought that was the most fashionable thing I did in a while. So I started personally and secretively embodying that persona. And I've been posting on my page under my official account, of course, but I created another highlight, which is red leather dreams. So all these, I don't want to say weird, but all these abstract and not the usual me kind of posts and art that you've seen over the past few months, over the past few weeks, that was going under the red leather dreams highlight. So yeah, I was really diving. You might question some of my posts and some of the things I was posting, but it was really reaching as far as I could art wise to be able to fill that gap growth wise. So how I can explain this is throwing your fishing line to the furthest point of the ocean, and then you don't know anything in between where you stand and where your fishing line landed. So you swimming from where you stand to your fishing line, art wise, creative wise, life wise. You learning, you taking all these steps, experiencing all these experiences, you know. So it's like, if I take anything from my page under Red Leather Dreams, I'm not there yet. But me getting there, I still have so much sub experiences or sub art that I have to experience. So in a few hours or in a few days, or I assume this video will be released after the fact, my new official social media personality will be known as Red Leather Mannequin. Mannequin, if you are on my Instagram, you will notice Red Leather Mannequin. Now, if you on my Instagram, you'll notice I've been posting a lot of mannequin related art. I need to get myself a mannequin actually. That's just, how did I get the idea? It really just popped into my head. But you know, there's always inspiration for everything. After it popped into my head naturally, I realized all the small things that I've been interacting with that could have subconsciously encouraged this idea. For example, Big PBM Prince, he's not his art style, but something that he's pushing now with the crash dummies, crash the party, whatever, you know. Subconsciously that was planted in my mind. There were a few other things that I can't recall now, but I thought about this earlier and I realized that I didn't just think of this myself. My brain somewhere harvested these thoughts and these concepts, and then, you know, you can't just think of something out of nothing. Anyways, that's not the point. I think mannequins are cool regardless of where it was inspired from, and that's just the type of art I want to pursue. That's the type of persona I want to attach to myself, you know. So there was only really 2 stages. I started posting about the actually, yes, 3 stages. We are in the 3rd stage right now, the prototype stage. Now, what is the prototype? The prototype is the experiment, right? The experiment, or the testing rather, of the final hours, final days, final weeks, which is highly unlikely, but final weeks possibly, of the final rollout of my new image, Red Leather Mannequin. Obviously for short, rather, you know. But we are in the prototype phase right now, so that's why I started posting again, and that's why I'm making this video, to give you guys some clarity on what's gonna be taking place, or what has been taking place. So I posted something on my Instagram story today, which is the 26th of May 2026, prototype V1. So the prototype V1 is basically us waiting for confirmation on the prototype, or confirmation on the project. And then the next level of the 3rd phase is gonna be prototype V2, which is us waiting for the prototype, because it's not ready yet. It has been confirmed, but now there's just some final tweaks that have to be made in order for it to be fully launched. And then finally it will be the final stage of phase 3, which is the prototype in all its majesty, in all its glory, for the world to see, right? That will probably take place over the next 2 weeks max, right? 2 weeks max. You guys will officially have all 3 phases completed. So with that being said, this is how Marlon and I fool the internet in either 7 days in his case or 3 months in my case. Like and subscribe if you feel obliged. You know, life is good. 2026, maybe not. 2016, 2026, maybe not. 2016, if you catch my drift. It's really been a journey. I love being able to just post cool stuff, not normal stuff, not boxed in stuff, just whatever I want to post. Like, the internet's such a beautiful place. At the same time, as destructive as it can be, it's also as beautiful as you make it. And we're here, we're here to have our mugshot in the Hall of Fame of internet personalities, and it's gonna be there. Like, how do I tell you, son? It's gonna be there. With that being said, though, that was all I wanted to get on my chest. Hope you guys have been doing swell. Feel me? We are ready for war. I pray that none is gonna stop us. Can't just say that. So instead, I'll pray that nothing will stop us in this final push to a safe space, to zone, right? Out of storm. We've been in storm for a long time. Now we need this final push to get into zone. And then it's only safe sailing from there. I love y'all, man. Stay pink. We coming back soon.